Blue trunks with red and white trim and weighs an even 118 pounds. From Laredo, Texas, he brings a professional record of 19 victories, 1 defeat and 1 draw, 16 KOs. He's the number 5 ranked challenger in the world, ladies and gentlemen, Orlando Canizales. And his opponent fighting out of the red corner, the blue corner. He weighs an even 118 pounds, wearing the red trunks with white trim, from Charlotte, North Carolina. As a professional, 25 victories and 13 defeats. 20 of his 25 victories by KO. Ladies and gentlemen, the IBF Bantamweight Champion of the World, Kelvin, the Raging Seabrooks.
Kelvin Seabrooks, that great-looking smile you saw moments ago, now gone entirely as he focuses on this championship bout. Rudy battled with the final instructions.
And watch the holding and hitting. Any questions in here? All right, I'm looking forward to a clean contest. Good luck to both of you. Let's shake hands.
And a quick look at the tail of the tape for this bout. Both coming in right at the limit. The bantamweight limit, 118 pounds. A slight height advantage goes to Seabrooks. And he is the older, more experienced fighter of the two. A record of 25 and 13 with 20 knockouts. Orlando Canizales, 19-1-1. His only loss came here on CBS against flyweight Paul Gonzalez, the Olympic hero. So we're underway with Seabrooks in red and Canizales in blue. Round 1 scheduled for 15. Might be one of the last 15-round title bouts that any of you will see, as the IBF will join the other alphabet soup organizations in going to an official 12-round championship distance starting in September. Kelvin Seabrooks, a somewhat late bloomer in the last couple of years, coming on, winning his championship, defending it 3 times. And as he points out, many of his losses against very good people in boxing came as he was fighting over the weight. He had difficulty getting fights at 118 pounds. So most of the losses that show up in his record are against guys who were bigger at the time.
You know, Tim, speaking of weight, the fact that they weighed in last night instead of the morning of the fight could possibly help Seabrooks, because he's really about 122, 123 pounder, and he's had time since last night to put on a little weight, and he looks a lot bigger than Orlando Canizales in the ring.
Good solid right landed by Canizales behind a solid left jab.
Both of these guys are good boxers, Tim. Both over 100 amateur fights, great winning records. Both know their way around the ring.
Canizales made the semifinals of the National Golden Gloves in 1983 and was a quarterfinalist in the same year in the National Junior Olympics. Seabrooks, with the experience in the pro ranks, 4 title fights under his belt, won the championship in May of '87. There's a knockdown. Canizales sending Seabrooks to the canvas. He's been there before, but this time it's going to be a little tough for him to bounce back. He's still wobbly.
Tim, he got nailed, got beat to the punch with a straight right hand by Canizales. He couldn't have got hit harder than that. He's in trouble. Legs are wobbly.
And Canizales going to the body very intelligently here, looking for the right shots.
Nice and cool. Canizales is very cool, Tim, picking him apart.
Landed an overhand right that wobbled Seabrooks again.
And Seabrooks is on wobbly legs. Look at those beautiful combinations by Canizales.
Seabrooks just trying to survive here. He's got the gloves up, but hasn't grabbed Canizales. Canizales continues to fire.
And Tim, what beautiful punches. Short, accurate, a lot of snap.
Seabrooks lost his feet from under himself there without a blow. He is still having difficulty with his legs. Canizales patiently firing combinations, and the bell will save Seabrooks here. He will go to his corner, a very unsteady young man. We'll go back and look at the knockdown coming abruptly in round number 1.
And here it comes, Tim. Watch Canizales. He's setting them up beautifully. And there goes that straight right hand. He beat Seabrooks to the punch. They both tried to throw right hands, and you can't get hit harder than that. Caught him coming in.
We'll see it one more time. Perfectly timed punch, a little feint to the left, backs out. Now watch him here. Sees the opening and bang.
Seabrooks was a half hour late throwing his right hand that time, Tim. He really got beat to the punch.
Tremendous first round for Orlando Canizales, not just putting the champion in trouble like this, but he looked so good right from the opening bell. Everything he did.
Tim, he stayed so nice and cool, kept the pressure on, didn't stand and look at Seabrooks. He was doing the job, and he was under control, complete control.
Now, Seabrooks has been here before. He's been somewhat of an up-and-down champion, literally. Has gotten on the canvas, off the canvas to win fights before. They usually have occurred early in a bout. Let's see what he can do this time. Round 2 scheduled for 15. His legs look a little better after the minute rest.
Well, one punch can take care of that again, Tim.
Indeed. Around the left eye of the champion Seabrooks.
There's that quick right hand of Canizales again, Tim, over the jab.
Canizales with a little bit of the Tyson look sartorially here, as he has no socks on under his boxing shoes. He's wearing red instead of the black that Mike Tyson prefers.
Well, Tim, his feet look like Tyson's and his head looks like Roberto Duran.
That's right.
Pretty good combination.
Pretty good left hand landed by the champion. The first one that's been able to get Canizales' attention.
Seabrooks looks like he's coming to life, Tim.
Yes, indeed. He's certainly showing his experience here, coming back this well in round 2, but he just took another right hand. Canizales backs him up and works the body again.
Beautiful fighter, Canizales. What a well-schooled fighter. Body and head. And he knows when he hurts you.
Credit to Jesse Reed, his trainer down in Houston, who is here in the corner with him today, but trains at the HBA.
Tim, he's
camp.
making such beautiful moves. He's hiding. He's hiding on Seabrooks. Seabrooks doesn't know where he is. Takes that little step over, comes back in front of him. Beautiful moves by Canizales, side to side.
Under a minute to go, round 2. A little blood from the nose of the champion Seabrooks. Seabrooks gathered himself well here at the start of round 2 after being knocked down. Canizales has taken most of the round away from him since then.
Watch Canizales take that little step off to the side, throw Seabrooks off balance.
Seabrooks with a right hand lead.
There's that side-to-side motion by Canizales again.
Under the 30-second mark we go.
He hurt Seabrooks with another right hand, Tim. He has him in trouble again.
Working the uppercut on the ropes. Final seconds of round number 2. Round number 3 live from Atlantic City. Tim Ryan, Gil Clancy on CBS Sports Saturday, watching Orlando Canizales in blue against the champion, bantamweight, IBF, Kelvin Seabrooks in red. Knocked down in round 1. If you just joined us, scored by Canizales. A little more life going here now. He's talking to Orlando and probably saying to him, hey, I'm alive and well. This has got some time to go, and we point out the history of Seabrooks. He's done it before. Down early, back up to win. He's got his hands full with this young man, Canizales. What an improvement from 1986 when we saw Canizales against Paul Gonzalez in about his 10th pro fight.
Well, Tim, also, he had to make 112 pounds for that fight. He never was a 112-pounder. That had something to do with it. And you remember, Paul Gonzalez is a good boxer, had Gonzalez on the deck. And, of course, he only won 2 rounds of the fight, in our opinion, but he has improved. And there's that big right hand again, over the jab.
And then rocked the champion Seabrooks once more. Seabrooks willing to trade with him now.
Snappy punches by Seabrooks. Canizales moves to his right, he takes Seabrooks off balance. There he goes again. A little step over through the right hand, right over the jab.
Good combination landed by the champion. Under a minute to go. Round number 3. Seabrooks from Charlotte, North Carolina, has the mayor, Sue Myrick's, here to watch him. And the new owner of the Charlotte NBA franchise, George Shin. A plane load of folks came up to cheer on their world champion. And a good combination landed again by Canizales.
Every time Seabrooks throws that right hand, he leaves himself wide open.
But he just scored his best shot with it, Gil, right to the chin, and there's another right hand landed by Seabrooks.
They're trading right hands now, Tim.
Combination back. That one blocked by Seabrooks, and a right hand lead landed by Seabrooks. Final seconds of round number 3. The champion coming back well in this last minute of this round. Scheduled for 15. A better showing by the champion Seabrooks in round 3. We scored it even as in the early going. Canizales had the best of the round, and then the champion rallied to finish well. Knocked down in round 1 by the challenger in blue, Orlando Canizales. Has him ahead on our cards.
Tim, that knockdown for Canizales in round 1 was like a good dose of medicine for the challenger. He was going into a championship fight. He had to be a little tight. But to knock the champion down like that certainly had to build his confidence.
Seabrooks in red, Canizales in blue. We are live from Atlantic City on CBS Sports Saturday. More boxing action tomorrow. Razai Aluja Bramble, the former Livingstone Bramble and former WBA lightweight champ, takes on Freddie Pendleton, a rematch of a 10-round draw they fought some months ago. Good combination by Canizales. And there's a right hand by the champion. That rocked Canizales, but a nice move out of danger.
There was that little slip over to the right again. He actually hides on Seabrook in the ring.
Reed, Canizales' trainer, must be very happy with his performance, because the things that he preaches, good movement, that kind of lateral footwork you described, and presenting angles to your opponent, Orlando's really giving his teacher just what he would ask for.
No, Tim, sometimes you can work with a fighter, but there's certain things you can't teach them. Most fighters move to their left naturally. It's difficult for them to take that step over. The way Canizales just did then and threw that beautiful combination. That's not an easy move to make.
Uppercut landed by Canizales, the left hand. Under a minute to go, round 4.
Canizales better not stand right in front of Seabrooks, Tim. Seabrooks can't kick.
Yeah, he just paid for it there. And Seabrooks, the champion, wailing away. What a start to this fight. Under the 30-second mark we go.
Seabrooks is looking to nail him with that right hand. You can see him trying to set him up for it. But Canizales' right hand is so much quicker.
He drives the champion back to the ropes again. Coming to the end of round 4. Former 3-time world champion Alexis Arguello is here to enjoy this fight. Boxing fans always know when the good matchups are taking place. And the boxing community knew Seabrooks Canizales would be a good one, and so far it has. Into round 5 we go. The challenger in blue, Seabrooks the champion in red. He's been down once in round 1.
Seabrooks' right eye looks a little angry now, Tim. As the fight progresses, it could cause him a problem. Looks like it's closing.
And a solid right again landed by Canizales.
Look at the way he switches from head to body and back again, Tim. That's schooling. There's that step over to the right. He just hides on him when he does that.
Good start in round 5 for Canizales.
And there comes Seabrooks back. That straight right hand of Seabrooks is a dangerous punch.
And left to the body is impressive from Canizales.
There's that slide over. Tim, that is such a beautiful move. All these young boxers watching this fight should watch Canizales. There it is again. Maybe they'll learn something. Beautiful move.
And he is finding his target. Starting to paint the face of the champion, Seabrooks, and continues to bang at the body. A big round for Canizales.
He's fighting like he has a train to catch, Tim.
Seabrooks flat-footed there against the ropes. He's got to get out of there, or this one might not go past 5.
He nailed Canizales with a good right hand, but absolutely nothing happened. That has to be discouraging for Seabrooks.
Seabrooks' legs look a little wobbly again, as they were in round 1 when he got decked. Any opportunity to rest. Seabrooks with blood at the corner of his right eye. His nose is bleeding. And a good combination
He's wobbled again, Tim. He's in trouble again.
Canizales backing him up. Under the 30-second mark to go in round 5. 22-year-old Orlando Canizales, a buzzsaw. 19 victories, 1 loss, 1 draw, 16 KOs. And Seabrooks in against this number 4 ranked challenger, really in a battle. Coming to the end of round 5. Battered face of the champion Kelvin Seabrooks in this bantamweight bout. We head into round 6. Trying to reduce the swelling under both eyes, and a little nick, I believe, at the corner of the left eye. Blood from the nose as well, as Orlando Canizales in blue is well ahead on our cards. We've given only the 3rd round, half of it, to the champion Seabrooks, and 4 rounds to Canizales, with a knockdown in round 1 if you joined us. Seabrooks people hired Ralph Citro to work their corner as the cut man today, and he has been busy already.
Seabrooks just tried a new move, Tim, that I've never seen before.
Just landed a good right.
Looked like he was swimming. I guess he has to try something different, Tim. Something has to change for him.
His manager, Bill Reynolds, advised him to stay off the ropes where he camped in round number 5, and it did cost him, as Canizales fired away at will. So they are in the middle of the ring. Canizales seems comfortable everywhere. Good right hand by the challenger. No questioning Seabrooks' conditioning for this bout.
You see what happens? Seabrooks is trying to put pressure on him now. And all Canizales does is go over to the right and takes the pressure right off himself.
There's a little cut at the left eye of Canizales. And it's bothering him already. He's been wiping the blood away. Seabrooks picks up his pace.
Yeah, and he's blinking that left eye, Tim. Yeah, it looks like an angry cut.
Exactly when it occurred.
I didn't either, Tim.
Whether their heads banged or not, I don't know, but Seabrooks is obviously rising to this occasion, and he is backing up Canizales. The challenger now looks to be in trouble.
But he nailed Seabrooks with a good right hand and a good left hook to the body, Tim. What he has to do. Get through this round. Move a lot to the right. Kill the clock.
clash of heads. But hard to say.
Rudy Battle, the referee just said it was a legal punch, a good right hand.
There you go. A legal punch. Rudy Battle is also informing the corner of Canizales to that effect.
Okay. Well, Jesse Reed had better do a good job on that cut, Tim. Goes to show you, that's why fight trainers and managers get gray hair. It looked like everything was going Canizales' way, had everything his own way. All of a sudden, here he comes up with this bad cut. I'd hate to see a fighter lose because of a cut eye in a fight like this.
Well, I sure would as well. One thing that should be said on Seabrooks' behalf is that that was his best round of the fight. So it was unfortunate for Canizales that he suffered the cut eye. But for Seabrooks, he finally got himself into this on our card, at least by winning the first round as we have seen it thus far. We're into round 7. Scheduled for 15 under the IBF rules, which will change on the 1st of September. The IBF will go to 12.
You know, Tim, Canizales fights in 2 gears. He boxes for a while, he doesn't do much, and all of a sudden he'll hurt Seabrooks a little bit, and then he really opens up. If I was in his corner now, I'd have him really pressuring Seabrooks, try to get him out of there. These kids are such great kids. They just apologize to each other for something.
Right, yeah.
I don't know what it was.
I believe it was just a borderline low blow that Seabrooks landed and immediately apologized. But we were impressed with them yesterday. They're 2 true gentlemen, classy young people. And they made it very clear that the fight takes place inside the ring. They have a lot of respect for each other outside. Domination for Seabrooks and a good right hand.
Canizales is going to have to stand his ground and take control again, Tim, because Seabrooks is putting pressure on him.
Despite the fast start by Canizales, Seabrooks has never lost his composure, and he lands a good right hand and a combination behind it, rocking Canizales. Very professional performance by Seabrooks. These are the little guys, 118-pounders that so often get lost in the shadow of all of the hoopla surrounding the heavyweights. Yet the boxing skills are certainly commensurate, and often they are much more skilled boxers.
And Tim, both of these guys can punch. They can both get a guy out with one punch. So it's not just that you're watching boxing skills, you're watching punching power as well.
20 KOs and 25 wins for Seabrooks, 16 and 19 wins for Canizales. Right hand by Seabrooks nearly took Canizales' head off. He picked it up at the last instant, reduced the impact. To the 30-second mark we go, round 7. Impressive comeback here in these last couple of rounds for the champion Seabrooks. Tim Ryan with Gil Clancy live from Atlantic City. Round number 8. Orlando Canizales getting more attention to the cut over his left eye. Champion Seabrooks, as we see it coming on in the last couple of rounds, well.
Tim, Canizales is doing something strange, and he's been doing it since early in the fight. When he comes out of his corner, he keeps shaking his head like something's bothering him. I don't know what it is or why, but he's doing it round after round. Maybe he had thumbed in the eye or whatever happened. Something is bothering him.
We're into the 8th round, scheduled for 15. IBF Bantamweight Championship of the World at stake. Tremendous start by the challenger Canizales, which included a knockdown in round 1. Dominance, as we saw it, through round 5. But Seabrooks rallying in 6 and 7.
And Jesse Reed has done a marvelous job on that cut, Tim. There's not a drop of blood, and Sitko has done a marvelous job on Seabrooks. It goes to show you it pays to have 2 experienced cornermen in there. There's that little skip over to the right. He takes the power right away from Seabrooks. It's only when he's moving to his left that he's within Seabrooks' punching range. So he has to peg more himself now when he moves over there. As has to come back punching. Coming back in front, but he's not punching. There's that skip over, back again, but no punching. Tim, also, Canizales had to get a little discouraged because he hit Seabrooks with everything but the kitchen sink. And here's the guy still there and putting pressure on him. That has to discourage you a little bit.
Well, I think we're seeing a little. Oh! Seabrooks with a good combination.
And Canizales with a good left hook. Tim, that almost tore his head off.
Trading punches again in this 8th round. Canizales took one right on the nose, and now that cut is opened up again in the corner of his left eye. Under a minute to go in the 8th. I think discouraging is exactly the right word, Gil, because Canizales just seems to have lost a little of that fire and confidence that he showed earlier in the fight. Just the fact that Seabrooks is still there, continuing to punch back, maybe having a mental effect on him. Seabrooks just works the center of the ring. He just turns in a little circle there. Doesn't do a whole lot of chasing, but he's always in punching position.
Well, he paid attention to what his cornermen told him. Tim, he stays off the ropes. Canizales just is not punching as much as he was punching earlier. Not moving those hands.
Coming to the end of round number 8. Canizales backing Seabrooks to the ropes again. Up look at Orlando Canizales. The cut at the corner of his left eye reopened in the 8th round, but Canizales comes out quickly here in round 9.
All right, Tim, Canizales finished the last round very strongly. Had Seabrooks in a little bit of trouble. I think he came right out to try to get it over with. And the doctor was in Seabrooks' corner at the end of the last round. I don't know why again, but he was in the corner where Canizales has the cut eye and he was in Seabrooks' corner. So whether they called him or whatever happened, again, I don't know.
Seabrooks, we thought, was winning that 8th round rather handily, but a good finish by Canizales. Sometimes that can steal around, in quotes we would say, on the judges' scorecard. We'll find out when the scoring is announced. If it went to Seabrooks, he's now closed up the gap in this bout, scheduled for 15.
Tim, if I was working with Canizales, I'd tell him you have to let it all hang out, kid. You have to open up, because when he does open up, he's very, very effective.
Blood streaming from that cut at the corner of Canizales' left eye again.
Fight Canizales. He slips a punch and throws beautiful combination to the body and head. And there's that slide over again. Every time he does that, it's effective.
Now, Clance, if you're Seabrooks, you've been watching it throughout this fight and getting hit with it. What do you do to defend it?
Tim, what he has to try to do is keep his left foot in between Canizales' feet, and he has to punch more to the body, especially with a right hand.
Canizales landed a straight right hand up the pipe.
When you throw a right hand to the body, Tim, you feel the guy. You know where he is. You try to hit that head when it's moving. It's kind of tough.
For a minute to go, round 9.
The mistake that Canizales is making now, Tim, a lot of times he's right in front of Seabrooks, and he doesn't peg. He has to peg anytime he's in front of the guy.
Watch your heads in there.
He's shaking that head, Canizales.
Under the 30-second mark we go. This one has been as advertised. We're in the 9th round. Blow to blow they go. Right hand and a left by Canizales. The champion in trouble again.
And he is in trouble, Tim.
Hand, the right uppercut by the challenger Canizales. Now we're back live in round 10. Canizales in blue, keeping up the pressure. IBF bantamweight Bantamweight Championship.
Seabrooks, Tim can hardly stand. Doesn't have a leg under him now. But does he have courage?
Trying to rest on those ropes so he can get a little bit of leverage.
And Seabrooks is telling him to come on and fight.
Yeah, well, that's where he wants him, though. And I think you're right. His legs just aren't there for him to work too well out in the middle of the ring. Those years of experience showing here in Seabrooks, who has not lost his composure despite the assault from Canizales. 25-year-old champion Kelvin Seabrooks in his 4th title defense. 22-year-old challenger from Laredo, Texas, Orlando Canizales. Whether those are nervous tics or not, we pointed out how Canizales seems to kind of shake his head frequently. He also does it with his right hand. Saw him do it there. Often see guys trying to get loose in the gym like that. I think with him, it appears to be just a little nervous habit.
There he goes, shaking that head again. And Tim, it's not because he was cut, because he was doing it before he was cut.
Yes, that's right. They've done quite a good job in keeping that cut from becoming a real problem for him. Jesse Reed, the cut man and trainer.
Tim, I know it's tough. It's a 15-round fight, but it seems to me that any time that Canizales wants to, he can turn it on and really take over. But he's spending a lot of time studying Seabrooks now, and Seabrooks' legs are not too good. He's allowing him to get back into the fight again.
Seabrooks just a little bounce there, trying to get that feeling back in his legs, and he does indeed look a little stronger. Under a minute to go, round 10. Inside. He knows both guys are cut. He doesn't want to see it end that way. Rudy Battle's been doing a fine job here. This has been a standing fight. He's let them fight. Coming to the end of round 10. Scheduled for 15. We are live from Atlantic City, entering round 11, scheduled for 15. The IBF Bantamweight Championship, 118 pounds. The champion Seabrooks in red, the challenger Canizales in blue. Tim Ryan and Joe Clancy watching a most exciting fight. Everything it was billed to be.
All right, Tim, now this is the 11th round in a 15-round fight. This is the championship distance. The last 5 rounds in these fights are always the rounds that decide them. And I'm sure that in Canizales' mind, he's never gone 15 before, so it has to be a concern to him whether or not he can do it. Maybe that's why he hasn't opened up more than he should, than he has earlier in the fight.
We have the challenger ahead on our card, scoring just 3 rounds for Seabrooks. Mind you, there was another close round that could be tipped in his favor. You're not sure how every judge sees each 3 minutes of each round. He scored 1 even back in round number 3.
And Tim, you have to remember that's the point system, so that knockdown is the same as winning 2 or 3 rounds.
And there was a knockdown scored by Canizales in round 1.
I know if I was in Seabrooks' corner, I'd certainly be concerned. I'd tell him you're going to have to go out and try to get this kid out of there.
Seabrooks catching Canizales leaning in. 1 minute to go. A little blood from the nose of the champion Seabrooks. Both landing in that exchange.
Canizales turns it on, Tim. He's the boss.
He'll be in action here tomorrow on CBS Sports Sunday against Razai Aluja Bramble. Round number 12. We heard the referee, Rudy Battle, telling the boxers it was the last round. Rudy's used to working the 12-round bouts, we assume, but this one is scheduled for 15.
And Tim, this round, Canizales came out of his corner with the blood streaming out of his eye. They did not stop the cut at the end of the round.
Seabrooks behind on our card. He scored round 11 even. Joe Clancy gave it to Canizales, but either way, the challenger ahead. And remember, he scored a knockdown in round number 1, so we certainly agree the champion's going to have to stop him the way things are going as we see it.
Tim, sometimes fighters are too game for their own good. They had really better watch Seabrooks very, very closely. He's taken a lot of punishment in this fight. Good straight right hand by Seabrooks.
It's been his best punch when he has landed it. Right down the pipe.
You know, in interviewing Seabrooks, Tim, he had Orlando Canizales figured exactly perfectly. He said he's faster than his brother is. He has faster hands than his brother. I think it's going to be a more difficult fight than when I fought Gabby, and he lost to Gabby. Seabrooks knew what Canizales was going to do, but so far he hasn't been able to stop him from doing it. That's the problem.
Under a minute to go in round number 12. A couple of good shots in this round, does not appear to be busy enough here to try to create an opportunity.
Beautiful combination by Canizales. Made him miss, nailed him with 2 good punches.
Over 30 seconds we go in round number 12. Canizales backs the champion against the ropes again. Number 13, scheduled for 15. IBF Bantamweight title at stake. Kelvin Seabrooks, the champion in red, behind on our cards against Orlando Canizales in blue. The challenger from Laredo, Texas, brother of WBA former Bantamweight champion Gabby Canizales.
All right, Tim, this is new territory for Orlando Canizales. He's never gone into the 13th round before. And look at the condition these kids are in. Still bouncing, still moving, still feinting. Everything that a fighter is supposed to do. Beautiful moves.
Canizales lands the combination.
Tim Seabrooks has to gamble. Seabrooks has to gamble.
It's as though he's trying to lure Canizales into a position where he can land the one big punch, and I'm not sure that's going to get it done.
Well, he tried that one big punch, Tim. Canizales was just a little too quick. Beautiful punch by Canizales, Tim. Now he's back to that side-to-side movement, which completely befuddles Seabrooks. But when he does it, he has to peg.
A minute to go, round 13. Left landed by the champion.
This occurs when Canizales gets the punch. Either guy could have went then, Tim. Both threw right hands. Another good right hand by Canizales.
Final seconds, round 13. Round number 14 of this 15-round IBF Bantamweight Championship bout. The champion, Kelvin Seabrooks, in red. Behind on our cards, the challenger, Orlando Canizales from Laredo, Texas. Has been very impressive thus far. And it's been the tough, long fight we expected.
Tim, you know when you're a trainer, you worry about you worry about everything. Now the fact that Canizales keeps shaking his head, that could affect the judging. They could be thinking this kid's getting hurt. And it seems to me as if it's just a habit. But if you're a trainer, you'd be worrying about it. You'd say, stop shaking your head.
It'd be a pretty hard thing to do if it's just a little nervous gesture like the one he has with his right hand.
Isn't that a beautiful move?
Sure is. They just joined us. This has been the pace for 14 rounds. Live from Atlantic City, watching Orlando Canizales in blue, the challenger, trying to lift the crown. The fourth title defense by Kelvin Seabrooks from Charlotte, North Carolina.
Gabby tried, Orlando tried something different that time, Tim. There he is sliding over. They threw a right hand instead of the left hook that he comes back with. This kid's comfortable in the ring right now. Seabrooks battled back.
Seabrooks looking to trade with Canizales, but Canizales doesn't go anywhere. He stays right there. He just landed another right hand.
And he really doesn't stay right there. He's hiding a little bit, taking a little step over, moving that head underneath. It looks like he's right in front of you, but he isn't. That's what makes him so effective.
Meant that he hasn't been able to back him out of there. He's willing to stand and punch back.
Right, that's correct.
And that's discouraging for Seabrooks, especially when he has just landed a big one. Into round 14, 1 to go. And it would appear that the champion, Seabrooks, is just going to have to score a knockout. It has appeared that way for the last several rounds, and is now coming down to the 15th and final round. On our cards, Canizales with a big lead. You hear Rudy Battle telling the boxers it is the last round. He told them that at the 12th round when it was about to begin, but this time he's got it right.
Last round, we touch gloves in the center. Let them get it up.
Yes, J.C. Reed has done a good job on the cut, and you see Ralph Citro in the foreground. There's Reed working on Canizales, and neither cut man wanting anything to go wrong here in the final 3 minutes of this bout. An appreciative audience in the sold-out Copa room in the Sands applauding these to go wrong here in the final 3 minutes of this bout. Appreciative audience in the sold-out Copa room in the Sands applauding these two warriors. Round 15.
You know, Tim, usually you can see a great fight, you see a standing ovation at the end of the fight. Here the people are standing up after the 14th round and giving these kids a standing ovation. They recognize class when they see it, and this has been class all the way.
One knockdown scored by the challenger Canizales in blue in round 1. A couple of near knockdowns by Canizales. Seabrooks picking up the pace here in the final round.
Well, he has to, Tim. In my opinion, he has to score a knockout to win this fight.
Oh, a big right hand by Canizales. Flush on the button. The champion up, but in difficulty again.
Hey, how we doing? You all right? Yeah. Okay, hands up. Hands up.
Canizales hurt him with an uppercut.
They should stop this fight, Tim. They should stop this fight.
Rudy Battle steps in. Orlando Canizales is the new IBF bantamweight champion. He wanted to follow in the footsteps of his brother Gabby, who was a world champion at the same weight, the WBA world title. And now it is Orlando's time for Kelvin Seabrooks, stopped in the 15th round. Tremendously game effort by the champion, but today youth was served by Orlando Canizales.
Youth and talent, Tim. Beautiful exhibition by Orlando Canizales.
Josephine Abercrombie, who runs the Houston Boxing Association camp down in Houston, Texas, in there to congratulate her new champion. His stablemate Frank Tate will be defending his title in the near future. Let's go back and look at the knockdown in round number 15. A huge crashing right hand. And for the second time in the bout, Seabrooks went to the canvas. The first time way back in round 1. Tremendous shot, Gil, and when he got him in trouble again in the corner, Rudy Battle wisely stepped in and stopped it. And we have a new IBF bantamweight champion, and we'll be back with an unusual look at one of the boxers in tomorrow's card, Razai Aluja Bramble, and we'll also meet these two gallant boxers when we return after this from your local stations. Live in Atlantic City, and let's get the official time on the stoppage from ring announcer Michael Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the Sands Hotel and Casino in Atlantic City, New Jersey, here is the official time. Referee Rudy Battle stops this bout at 1 minute, 3 seconds of the 15th round. The winner by TKO and new IBF bantamweight champion of the world, Orlando Canizales.
All right, Orlando Canizales getting his belt. Kelvin Seabrooks, look at this, folks. Kelvin Seabrooks is helping to put the World Championship belt that he